Yeah, it's too bad the process of swimming in it ended up sort of destroying it, but it lasted just long enough. So now we know if we make it again to make more mechanical fasteners and less pieces.
You got all kinds of stuff. Oh, and you get.
Is that a cap?
A
Tell me
cap.
one of those. It looked like it was a hat.
Do we have
Oh,
gloves? This one is a
These are
glove.
gloves.
It's like goes like this.
Yeah, it
No,
backwards.
but it's backwards. It goes like this.
Ooh.
I am Annie Blazejack. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I feel like Miami is where I'm from, though recently I live in North Carolina.
My name is Geddes Levenson. I'm also from Miami, and I actually grew up very close to Annie, and we've known each other since we were like 10. And I lived in New York for a while. I might still live there.
We've been making work together since we were kids, and we very officially declared that we were making work collaboratively when we were in graduate school. We went to 2 different programs and
In 2 different cities.
freaked out our teachers.
Yeah. We make all our work collaboratively, and we mostly, well, I guess we make about 50% paintings and 50% performances, videos, and installations.
A lot of our work is inspired by feminist science fiction, which is a growing genre. I think that is a corner of science fiction that's like expanding really fast, and there are a lot of people excited about it.
And it's kind of related to imagining different ways that people can exist and interact and communicate in the world, and also just reimagining the woman as not an object, but instead an agent of action, and as like involved in strange and mysterious work that you can't understand immediately. And so I think our work often sort of tries to pull in this question of both making you comfortable and also making you confused. This like pairing of encountering something completely other, but feeling that it's familiar enough to approach and sit with.
We want to build a safe space for thinking about uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
And reading a sci-fi book can also be like that.
Practicing empathy.
Our goal for our month here at Laboratory was to make a costume for 2 people to wear together while swimming in a pool.
Which was an unconventional challenge for us. I feel like it is we've made a few costumes, but it was very technically challenging. Not a lot of problems we haven't faced before.
And the sort of piece of technology in the middle of this project is this pipe with 2 elastic belts, like a belt on either end of this pipe, and we wear the belts so the pipe kind of connects us stomach to stomach.
It's like an umbilical cord.
So we're facing each other, connected by this PVC pipe, and we swim in opposite directions, and the pipe transforms that into a circular motion, so we're circling each other and swimming.
And then we did a sort of, aside from the technical aspect of this project, there was a conceptual and visual aspect where we sort of had to make some decisions about what did we want this piece to look like and what did we want it to evoke. And we decided to go sort of as alien as possible. We wanted to not be recognizable as people, or we wanted to be as our bodies to sort of fade out of view, and for it to be mostly about the motion that we were making, and to have costumes that would accentuate that.
We spent several days making really sloppy sketches.
Yes.
In this journal that we found on the bookshelf in the apartment here at the residency. And
a lot of the trial that we did in order to discover what things worked and what things didn't work took place in a nearby hotel pool that was delightfully unsupervised. So So my fiance came and visited, and he got a hotel room there, and we would go down to the pool with like this tube that would connect us and all these like trailing streamers, and just see how they looked underwater. So we have an underwater camera, and we would film ourselves.
One thing that we learned was we learned about how to make three-dimensional work together. We, I think, have different instincts about physics, about how different materials will move underwater together or apart, what will be safe, what will be difficult, what will actually improve our ability to swim. And so we learned about working together.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not that we know everything.
We learned about some materials. We learned that hot glue is a remarkably useful tool. I had severely and drastically underestimated how strong it can be. We used it for most things.
Yeah.
And we also learned about being willing to ask for things. I feel like this project, we sort of showed up in Spokane, and we were just like, hi YMCA staff, can we do this really weird thing? And they just said yes. I mean, they had some rules, but they were very, very accommodating and very, very helpful. And then they really wanted to make sure we were safe, which we appreciate.
We've been inspired by Tuesday visits to River Point High School.
Yeah.
Just the way the students get ideas into their head, and then no obstacle occurs to them. They're just like, oh, this thing, I had this idea, I wanted to make this folding ping pong table today. That should be fine. And then they proceed to like more or less succeed or fail and not get real down about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've tried to take that
to heart.
Yeah, tried to take that to heart. And for us, Spokane is really, really far away from the East Coast, so it's sort of, in a way, feels like a safe space to fail. We can show up, try a thing, feel really uncertain about all of the parts of it, and that can be okay.
I feel like at this point we have visually the things that we would need to potentially make a successful film, and we have the knowledge to make a successful film, sort of. And and I think if we put it together and it works well, we'll know once we've shown it to people, because so much of this is an idea that we've had in our heads. And so we have so many thoughts and ideas about what's happening and what's going on, and we really won't know what that means until someone else lays eyes on it and goes like, what? Or what?
Right. So another thing that we've learned here, that we continue to learn all the time, is like how to manage our time. Mm-hmm. So unlike some of the other residencies that we've participated in, laboratory is pretty hands-off. It's like you have time during the day to do whatever you manage to do, and there aren't a whole lot of constraints. There aren't like regular dinners you have to attend, or regular studio visits, or daily kind of input from anyone. So it's an opportunity to figure out how to use your own time well, which actually is a useful thing.
Yes.
Also, another good thing about this residency, a reason to apply to this residency, is the people who organize this residency are well connected to the community in Spokane. You can have an idea about a thing you want to do in the community, and
the resources can fall into place.
Yeah. Not that anyone's going to do anything for you, but
there's more likelihood. If you live somewhere where, like I live in New York, and in New York, there's no free opportunity. Everybody in New York is struggling and working, and like, you know, just like everyone is overwhelmed with questions for help and resources and space. And so coming somewhere like Spokane, where people are excited to engage with your work and are like, this would be so cool, I want to be involved, I want to know more, I want to see this, I want to be a part of this, it's really nice and really refreshing.
Cool.
we have a website that is annieandgeddes.com, and we have an Instagram that's at Annie and Geddes.